Okay, so I just read this Russell Brand book, Recovery for In From Our Addictions. Same thing. It's a 12 step. It just goes from his wording of 12 step, which means there's a lot of words of fuck in here. That's about it. Are you fucked up? Are you going to unfuck yourself? So it's really, it's just taking the 12 step in a different direction. It's something if you don't like reading like the godliness, but it still turns out to be, what you did wrong, all the things you did wrong. It makes you feel bad about yourself. I don't like 12 steps. I like the first three. I'm fine with surrendering to the bottle, that there's something above Mother Nature, and there's something above me that made me stay single this long. So I know I have two angels that are doing that. But the 12 step, I'm not really too into it because I don't have anything, and it was easy for me. I don't have anything to regret. Anything that I said lippiness when I was drunk, I meant it. If you heard anything when I was swearing at you or telling you to fuck off or whatever, I meant it. I'm not gonna say I'm sorry to some people. I had one aunt I had to say I was sorry to, and I was like, or she wrote me after like a year and a half, and she was like, "Do you mind if we talk again?" I was like, I have no problem with that. And I was like, well, I'm not going to take back what I said because I'm not, why? I meant it. How do you take back something you mean? So that's the one thing that I don't like with 12 steps. It makes it turns everything into you being a bad person. Who do you amend to? Whose person who did you fuck up and this and that? I think it should be more especially when I go to NA, I always say, start with like what's underneath. There's something underlying your condition. There's a reason why you are drinking. So it has nothing to do with this 12 step. I think the first thing you should need to start with is your mental health for the Christ of love, all great. I mean, really, I knew I had anxiety and depression when I was a young person, as a teenager. So I should have been taking pills by now, like, so now that I'm sober, it has nothing to do with anything I've done wrong. It's everything that's traumatized me and my PSTD and all that kind of shit. So it has, that's not 12 step workable kind of stuff. That's dealing with it on your own and trying to well, suffer day to day, I guess, at this point, but work on, seeing the right people, getting counseling, but I don't believe that anybody out there just starts drinking or using drugs and gets addicted for just no bloody reason. I think everybody has an underlying health condition for that. And if they just did it for their own, and, did start just raves when they were young and then all of a sudden got into heroin and shit, and that's the way, well, then there's people like that, sure, I'm sure are like that too. But, there are people that are covering traumas and it comes down to your mental health versus some 12 step recovery, so. Anyway, I do love Russell. Don't get me wrong. I adore this guy. I love him very much. I watch his podcasts. I listen to him. I read a lot of his stuff. Uh, yeah, I listen. Yeah, I read a lot of like listen to a lot of his this stuff that he has on YouTube and crap like that. So I love Russell. He was one of the first. Well, Brandon Novak is the number one reason I'm sober right now for today. He was the one that said, what's your trigger? I open my eyes. That's my trigger for absolutely everything every fucking day. It's like, oh, am I going to wake up and be anxious? Am I going to be happy? Am I going to, like, I have no clue. And then every second of the day, just whatever the hell my body wants to do or my mood, you know what I mean? I have no fucking control. I can just start crying in a heartbeat and be like, "Oh fuck, I'm playing The Sims," like what's going on? So again, with recovery, yeah, I if you're going through that kind of thing, yeah, I do kind of recommend that. Just don't take it all to heart about being so fucking brutal to yourself and mean and like, oh, you're a jerk or what can you do different to better everything that you've done to fuck up somebody else's life. Maybe it's different for me because I don't have a family. I never fucked up a child's life, not like my mom fucked me up. I'd never had a husband or I had somebody around for 8 years. That's, and I I worked. It was my money. He wasn't supporting me, like we each had our own. We were equals, so I've never needed to borrow money or nothing like that. I haven't hurt anybody at all with my addiction. So the only thing I hurt was myself and my animals, and I figured that all out. I'm a year and a month and a half sober right now. So, but anyway, again, Russell is really good to read. And yeah, he's got a lot of good stuff on YouTube. I recommend listening to him on YouTube and a lot of the stuff he has to say. Anyway, my dogs are acting up, so I better go because they're going to start barking here soon. Anyway, have a good day, guys. Peace out. Love you, vegans. Bye.